So I've made some changes to the code and I want those changes to be reviewed. So I haven't checked in yet, but what I'm going to do is in the My Work pane, you can see the task I've been busy working on, as well as the edits that I have, or any changes in my workspace. And I'm going to click this request review to start a code review request. I'm going to type in Brian Keller. So I'll ask Brian and I'll also ask Julia to do the review. So either one of them can do that review for me. You'll see it'll take the name of the review from the task that I was busy working with, and I'll submit that request. So now that that request has been submitted, I can see in the My Work pane under code reviews any outgoing code reviews that I have. Now let's switch over to Brian's Visual Studio, and Brian is going to go to the My Work pane, and besides his own work items, he'll also be able to see any incoming code review. So there's the incoming code review from Adam Barr for task 253. So I'm going to double click it just to open it up. And here we can see that Adam has requested both Brian and Julia to do the review. We can see the work item as well as the files that have changed. So as Brian, I'm going to click accept, and that will show everyone that I've accepted that review. And we may actually want to remove Julia at this point. So let's remove Julia so that she doesn't have to actually do the review. So now when Julia checks the code review work item, she'll be able to see that Brian has already accepted and is busy with that. Let's double click on the task to open up the task. So that'll give the reviewer some context as to what changes Adam has been making, or why he's been making the changes. And then in the section below here, we can click each file to see on the left hand side what's currently in source control, and on the right hand side the changes that Adam is proposing. So let's make a comment here. I'm going to just highlight this weather type ID local variable here and add a comment, and the comment is going to say please use lowercase for local variables, and we'll save that comment, and I'm going to send that comment by clicking the send comments button at the top. There are these little check boxes here that'll help me keep track of which files I have and haven't reviewed. They're totally optional, and there's also a place to add an overall comment if I so choose. Let's go back to Adam's Visual Studio, and if we refresh and open up that code review, here I can see that Brian has accepted the code review, and as I scroll down I can see the comment. So I'm going to click on this comment that Brian's just added, and you'll see it'll open up and it'll show me the comment as well as the highlighted code that the comment applies to. And of course I'd be able to reply to that, so let's reply, will do, and we'll send that comment. And again, if we go back to Brian's Visual Studio and refresh, here we'll be able to see that the comment has been updated, and there we can see Adam's reply for that comment. And so this conversation can carry on between the reviewer and the reviewee, and at some point Brian is going to finish this as one of 3 final states: looks good, with comments, or needs work. So let's finish this with looks good, and that'll disappear from Brian's My Work. When Adam refreshes that code review, he'll see that Brian has finished with a looks good status, and so we can remove Julia here. We can put in a comment to say that Brian handled this, and we can finally close that review as either complete or abandoned. In this case it's complete, and that will then complete that code review. Now when I go to check in, you'll see that there are 2 work items that are associated with this check-in. There's the original task that I was working on, as well as the code review, and so both of those work items are now associated with that check-in. So let's go ahead and check that in.